Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tina. I am a 31-year-old knitter living in Oslo, Norway, and on this channel I share everything that I make, my finished pieces, my works in progress, acquisitions, yarn. I talk a bit about my life every now and then, and I'm really grateful to everyone who's watching my podcast episodes. I know there's some new people here today, maybe. So if you are new, if this is your first time, please leave a comment, introduce yourself, tell me what your favorite yarn is, if you're just getting started knitting, if you're an experienced knitter, just share a bit about yourself. I love getting to know new knitters from all around the world. I don't have a crazy amount of stuff to show you today, but there are some exciting new things I've been working on, and I will start with what I am wearing, which to the keen observer is not a knitted piece, but a dress that I actually have sewn. I recently just got so tired of looking for clothes. It's coming up to a year since I gave birth to my daughter, my first and only child, and I've had to pretty much swap out my entire wardrobe. My body just changed so much in ways I did not expect at all. So none of my clothing from before pregnancy really fit that well. It's not flattering anymore. So I had to redo my entire wardrobe, and it's been a challenge. It's expensive, that's one, but also finding pieces that I truly like is just getting harder and harder. I think being a knitter, I'm so used to being able to shape and adjust the stuff that I make to fit my body, my preferences, and I just can't do that when I'm buying clothes from like stores and chains. So I thought, why not jump into sewing a few things? I do have a quite decent sewing machine that my aunt helped me pick out a few years ago. She's a really good seamstress. So she picked out a machine, I paid for it, and I pretty much just use it to like hem pants and do some curtains, and it's just been sitting there, and it's too bad, and yeah, I just wanted to dive into it. I had kinda put aside sewing in this apartment because we don't have a lot of space, and sewing just takes a lot of space, not just the machine itself, but you need like quite a big surface to sew comfortably. You need like your ironing board, you need a space to lie out your textiles flat to cut them. So I've been just working on how I can optimize kind of sewing in this apartment, and I've made some progress, and I'm hoping I'll be able to sew some like simple easy patterns going forward to make my summer clothing a bit more comfortable and to make pieces that I will actually enjoy, that will actually fit me. That's the hope and that's the goal. As you might see, this dress is kind of wonky. I still have some adjustments I have to do. This was a true learning experience. I know so little about sewing. I know nothing about choosing fabrics, what needles I would need, anything, and all of you guys on Instagram were a real help to me when I was struggling. So I feel like I'm so much more confident going into my next project than I was doing this first. And this is a pattern from a Norwegian sewing like collective, I would call it, which is called Fæbrik. It's a free pattern, the Fæbrik and Min Mote dress. I will insert some clips of it like to one of the sides while I'm talking about it. It is a dress which is featuring this what do you call it? Shear stitch? No, shearing. I have no idea what any of these are called in English, so you'll just have to bear with me. In Norwegian we call this a waffle stitch, which is basically an elastic thread on the back and a regular thread on the top, which makes everything cinch in to like fit your body. I could not for the life of me figure out how to do this correctly, so I have not done this correctly. so it's not the way it is. I had to do a ton of adjustments to get the fit of the dress kinda alright to fit me. I chose a linen cotton mix blend. There was a really loud noise outside. I think there are some kids playing with a skateboard or something. I hope it's not too loud for you guys. Maybe they went away, I don't know. Just tell me if it's too loud. I'll try to do something about it while I'm editing. Anyways, I chose a linen fabric for this. It might have been a bit too thick for the elastic thread to go comfortably, but I just couldn't get the right like tension on my thread for this to cinch in properly. But I'm still really happy with the results. I got nice clean edges and hems. I still have to adjust the straps a bit. I've done them 2 times already. Originally this pattern has like 2 straps on each side, and then you tie them in a bow on the shoulder, which is a really nice detail, but I'm not that into like bows, I guess. So I wanted to do a more simple strap. So I'm probably just going to have to pin them again in the front, undo the front again, and then sew them down, and hopefully they will be better next time. I think I'll do it a lot higher to because it does like slide a bit down while I'm wearing it. So yeah, I think I'll be happy enough with the end result that I will be able to wear this at home and during holiday. May not wear it to work because I'm not that happy with the top portion, but Petiteknit just launched that a like short sleeved cardigan, and I was thinking that if I made that, it could go on top on this dress for fall, and then I could wear it to work. I think that would be really interesting. So yeah, I would love to redo the dress, not redo it, but do another one, and I've seen some fabric in the craft store that I would love to sew it from. But next time I will be doing this like waffle stitch. I'll just keep calling it a waffle stitch. I think it's called shearing in English. I'll do it a different way. I will probably do like a double layer of fabric and then sew straight stitches to make like open canals like you would do with a neckline, and then thread elastic through it like a third of the length of the fabric. I think the tutorial I saw stated, and then pin the elastic on both ends as I go, sew on each side to secure it, and then it will cinch in. I think it will be a lot easier if it, because this took me so much time just because my machine couldn't handle the elastic. I had no idea how to fix it. So even though it's a lot of work, it is, I think it will be easier. And also I understood that that method makes a more durable piece, a more durable dress. So I will try that. I would also love to do like a dress with sleeves, so it's more appropriate for work. But you know, we'll see. We'll see where this sewing journey takes me. I don't have like insane ambitions for my sewing, but if I would be able to make simple dresses, simple skirts and simple pants, you know, with like elastics and stuff, that would be awesome, because I enjoy wearing those kinds of clothes anyway, but they're really hard to find in like the right length, the colors that I like, all of that. So yeah, that's my first sewn piece in quite a while, and I'm 80% happy with it. I just need to do something about these straps, and then it will be really nice. So for my first finished knitted object, it is this Holger sweater for my daughter, and I just think it turned out so cute. It's so pretty. Pattern is Petiteknit, and I did the 1 to 2 year old size. I did not swatch. I never swatch for kids' clothes because it doesn't really matter if they're a bit too big or too small. They'll just fit at a different time. I have made this out of both double Sunday from Sanya's Garn and some leftover scrap yarn knitting for Olive, which I did 2 strands of their merino. And I'm really happy with my color choices. And if you've been here a while, you know that I've been really struggling with choosing colors and combining colors, but this is just amazing. So my thought process here was that I wanted like the main portion of the body to feel quite cohesive, so I chose colors that are close to each other on the color wheel. So you know, a blue for the base, and then I did a cold white. This is the chit or the putty color in Double Sunday as the contrast stripe. I did not choose like an almond or a warm white because the blue is cold, so I chose cold colors. And to harmonize with the blue, I chose a purple for the color and then a pink for the ribbing down here. I'm not sure if this would qualify as a cold pink. It might be a bit warm, but it's still pink, so I think it passes. And I had this yarn, so I didn't want to go out and buy something new for just this portion. And then for the sleeves, I wanted them to be pops of colors and contrast the rest, so I chose colors from either end of the color wheel for those, which is this green eucalyptus and a Hokkaido, I think the colorway is called, the orange knitting for olive. I had a ball of this lying in my stash that I really needed to use, and I had no idea what to use it for, so this was the perfect project to get some of that orange out. And I just think this would be really cute for her when she starts kindergarten in the fall. She can play with this inside, outside, I don't really care. Children's clothing are made to be worn, made to be messy, made to be loved, pretty much. So yeah, that is my only finished knitted object, but I have one that is almost finished. That is my main whip at the moment, which is my Cumulus T O-neck by Petiteknit. I've come quite far. I've done the body, I've done one of the sleeves, and now I just have the second sleeve and the I-cord for the neck left. It's this way around. I am really enjoying this. It's going to turn out so beautiful. I kind of strained my hand because I've been working on this monogamously while we were in Spain, and silk is kind of hard working with. I did not find this as difficult working with as I feared, because I was really dreading knitting this, but it's not been that bad. The only thing is that I found I have to hold it kind of tightly to get a consistent like look and keep everything neat and tidy. So I kind of strained my index finger on my left hand, which is holding the arm, which is also why I did some sewing to like give my hands a bit of rest. It's now getting better, much better already, so I'll be able to finish this quite soon. And I can't wait to wear this. It looks, because it's so drapey with the silk, it kind of looks like it has no shape at all, but when I'm wearing it, it just fits so beautifully. And if you're kind of dreading doing the regular Cumulus T with the V-neck, I really recommend doing the O-neck. It's really beautiful, and I didn't quite meet gauge, and I didn't want to size down to anything less than 3mm needles. So I think if I had done the V, it might have come down too deep, because I had to size up to the large, which to fit me like width-wise, but it's kind of too large length-wise, so I've had to crop it quite a bit. And I also had to crop the sleeves because of the yoke coming down quite deep in the size for me. So yeah, the sizing is like, choose your size wisely, but if you're doing the O-neck, I think it doesn't matter as much. If you're doing the V-neck, you might have to like think a bit. I also have quite a short torso, so V-necks is kinda, it's always a risk for me doing V-necks if I don't know how deep they will become. I will talk more in depth, I guess, about everything I modified for this when it's finished, so it's more cohesive. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm knitting this in Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in the color Dove Blue, and it's just a perfect muted blue for summer, and I can't wait to wear this. And I really want to wear this with a skirt for the office, you know, and maybe with some shorts when I'm not in the office during holiday. So yeah, I think this will be really pretty. Now, the next whip I have actually done some progress on are my penny gloves. I went to a workshop in Instagram Reels and TikTok. It was really nice. Not a workshop, more like a talk, I guess. It was really interesting. I learned a lot. I work in content creation. If you don't know, I work in publishing with digital marketing. So I really enjoy going to these talks and learning from people who work with it as well. So yeah, this is how far I've gotten on my penny gloves. I've done the increases for the thumb, and I've done like this top portion thingy for my hand. And I didn't have a measuring tape with me, so I didn't want to go too far because I'd already set aside stitches for the thumb when I got there. So I just did a bit on this while I was listening to the ones giving the lecture. And it comes up this far now, so my pinky is just covered, almost covered. So I think I might have to like stop them there, or maybe I should do a bit more. I don't know. I'll measure it to see how close I am to the pattern, and then then decide on how long I'm going to make them. But they fit like a glove. They're really tight and nice on my hand, which I enjoy, and I am knitting them in the merino base from Lillerilla, her spring color from my yarn subscription, and it is just such a beautiful color. It's like this most subtle of light green with some speckles of pink and darker green and the occasional blue speck I think I've seen as well. So they're just really, really nice, and I figured I don't have any penny gloves, and I figured they would be perfect for fall when I'm walking to and from work and just need a bit of warmth but still want my fingers so I can type on my phone and stuff. So yeah, I'm really enjoying how they are turning out. I think I will have enough yarn for 2. It doesn't feel like I haven't weighed it, so I don't know how much I have left, but I think it will be enough. So yeah, really pretty. Can't wait for it to be done. This is like my on-the-go project, so they're not as an active whip as as my t-shirt. Yeah, so I don't know when they will be finished. It's not in any hurry yet, which is why I cast them on, so it wouldn't be so I wouldn't have to speed through them, but I could just carry them in my bag and knit a row here and there when I have the time. And those are actually my active whips at the moment. I haven't made any progress on anything else. I haven't had a lot of time to knit actually these past few weeks. We've been working on my daughter's room, finally finishing it for her. I had to go to IKEA. I also made a quick visit to some of our friends who have a newborn baby, just dropped some stuff off to make breastfeeding a bit easier for the poor mom who's been struggling. Yeah, it's just been really busy actually. After we came home from holiday, we went to Spain. It was amazing. We loved it. But yeah, it's just been really busy, and I haven't had a lot of time to knit, which feels kind of stressful. Actually, I'm used to being able to produce a lot of stuff during a year, and this year I've finished maybe like 3 pieces for myself, I think. Which feels weird because we're closing up on June and I've knit not a lot. Yeah, I guess that's just how it is having little kids, and I'm gone back to work, you know, and yeah. I'm working on not being stressed about it, but I wish I had more knitting time. I can't lie about that, but that's just how it is right now. At some point I will probably miss this period, this season of life as well. But I do have some acquisitions that I want to show you, and the first is some yarn that I got to make a sweater. Garntopia were having a sale because they had some different yarns that were going out of their stock, and it is this Lang Donegal in a blue color. I would call this more like a dark blue and not navy. I really enjoy it. It's more saturated than I would usually go for in like a navy, and in bright light, you can see that it's quite blue, but when I have it here in the shade, it actually is more towards navy. I don't know. Anyway, it has these tweed specks in it, in like blue, lighter blues and reds, and I just think this will make a beautiful garment for fall. It is a DK weight, supposed to be. So I'm going to knit a swatch, and hopefully I don't have to buy mohair for this. I would love if I were able to knit with just one strand. And I am eyeing the No Frills sweater. Orsa makes just made a beautiful, beautiful no frills sweater that just reminded me of how pretty that pattern actually is. I'm really enjoying raglan sweaters at the moment, especially those who have just one raglan stitch. And I feel like the no frills sweater is like the raglan sweater from the mother of all raglans, I guess. So I think I'll do that. It's classic, it's timeless, and I want that in my wardrobe for fall. So I do have time, but now that I don't have a lot of knitting time, I'm probably have to cast this on in order to have this finished by fall, if I'm doing multiple whips. And I'm kind of missing having more whips. I'm not sure. Maybe I should do more? I don't know. How many whips do you usually have? I'll usually have like 2 or 3 active ones. But now with like straining my hands from knitting with the pure silk, I was kind of annoyed that I didn't have like another garment to switch with. I would love to have like this sweater going parallel on like 3.5 or 4 millimeter needles, so I could switch it up and not get so tired knitting on the same project all the time. I'm not sure what to do. Anyways, that's the first acquisition. Now for some fabric that I bought. Here they are. I got this blue viscose, which I am planning to make a pair of pants from. I bought a pattern for the Isipisipants, as they are called, by Fæbrik, and I was first planning on getting cotton, but cotton can be kind of stiff, so I actually went for like this viscose instead. And I know that viscose isn't like the most sustainable fabric out there. It takes a lot of water to produce it, but it just has this beautiful drape. And I kind of figured that buying viscose and making my own pants is more sustainable anyway than buying new viscose pants that were made from some child laborer somewhere in the world. So I just did it and figured that now that I'm just starting sewing, I'm not going to waste a lot of money on buying expensive fabrics. I'm trying to keep the cost down, because I know that if I enjoy it and I start making more clothes, I will probably not enjoy the stuff that I'm making now in like a year. So I'm trying to be reasonable with how much money I'm spending on these kind of things, but also fabric is quite a lot cheaper than buying yarn, so I will probably get a pair of pants out of this quite comfortably. I could probably make, if there's some left, I could make a shorts for myself or for my daughter. I could make her a dress, so I think it will be, yeah, if I can nail this sewing thing, it will be really nice, I think. The reason I haven't cut this yet and started preparing is because I figured I wanted pockets. At the beginning I was like, I'll do one pair without pockets and then I'll do another one with pockets, just so I can learn. But I quickly realized I would probably not use the one without pockets, because when I'm at work I like putting my phone and keys in my pocket, so I have it when I walk around, because I need my keys to get through doors. So I have to buy the pattern for the pockets, print it out, cut it out, and have everything at once. I don't want to be cutting for like multiple nights. I try to streamline my sewing, so I want to cut everything at the same time. So as soon as I've done that, and as soon as I have like a night where I'm not the one putting my daughter to bed, I will be cutting the pattern pieces and start making this pair of pants. That's a long story for sharing that I have bought some navy blue viscose for sewing a pair of pants. Oh, and I also got blue sewing thread for it to match. The second fabric I got is this. This is cotton. It is a, what do you call, gingham pattern, and it's so beautiful. I kind of wanted to buy navy blue for this as well, but I was thinking, now you made a navy blue dress, you're making a pair of navy blue pants, do something that's a bit more fun. And I was trying to be a bit smart as well, because I don't have a pattern for this skirt I'm going to do. It is like a midi length gathered skirt, and the pattern is just like a formula that I found on YouTube, so I didn't have to buy a pattern for it. You have to like draw it out and cut yourself. So I was thinking to be better at cutting, because I don't know how to cut straight for the life of me, but this has lines in it, so it will be more easy to cut. So I'm thinking I should be more smart about choosing my patterns to begin with. This is also not like a pattern you have to draw out, and I think that's also a bit why I struggled with some of the pieces, because they were just not straight. So I've seen some of fabrics that have like lines in them at the craft store. So for the next dress I'm going to make, I'm going to be smart about what I choose, so it's much easier for me to cut without like a paper pattern to cut from. So this will be a skirt. I will be doing pockets for this as well, and I think these will be really nice for my summer wardrobe. I have literally no summer clothes that I enjoy wearing at work, which is kind of a crisis, and I'm so warm because it's insanely warm in Norway at the moment, and as soon as I finish these pieces it will probably be cold again, so you know, that's where it's at. I also got this thread, which I think will match the fabric nicely. It's like a lavendery mauve kinda pink, which is my favorite kind of pink. And yeah, those are my projects, all of the stuff I have going on at the moment. Can't wait to cast some new projects on. Maybe my knitting steam will speed up a bit if I have some more projects to rotate in between. I don't know, I'll figure something out. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you enjoyed listening to my rambling. I hope you're all well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, say hello in the comments. It's all very, very appreciated. I am making a true effort to actually grow a bit on social media this year. So if you want to help me, I'm so appreciative for every engagement I can get these days. The algorithms are messing with my head sometimes. So yeah, I'm truly, really so grateful for everyone who watches this. I'm hoping you all have a nice day, a nice week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!